The Google boys, as part of their PhDs, created a search engine, software that finds useful information on your behalf on the internet. It does what Yahoo or Excite do, but Larry and Sergey believed it did it much better and believed they could form a company based on it.
On September 15, 1997, the domain name for Google was registered, and the first ever Google search happened in 1998 when Page and Brin were demonstrating the accuracy of Google compared to other search engines. There are three foundational factors why Google grew big and surpassed all of its competitors. The first secret lies in its previous name, BackRub. Page was struck by a fundamental truth about the web, that it is built on links, one page linking to another. But what occurred to Larry Page was that, as of yet, no one had bothered to analyze the structure of the links in a comprehensive way. For example, it was possible to know that web page A linked to web page B because you could see it. You could follow the link. But what about the reverse? What pages had linked to web page A? There was no way to know. You couldn't follow a link stream backwards, only forwards. It seems like a trivial matter to consider, but Page wondered. If you analyzed all of the backlinks and if you mapped out the link structure of the entire web, what sort of insight might that data give you? Larry and Sergey knew the power of academic citation. Their parents had published academic papers. They themselves intended to publish academic papers in order to earn their PhDs. And they knew that any academic paper that is worth built its argument by citing other academic papers and studies. The most cited papers were understood to be the most authoritative. It turns out people who win the Nobel Prize have citations from 10,000 different papers. Well, what was a web link but a digital citation? In March of 1996, Larry Page launched BackRub by sending search bots known as spiders out into the web to find all the backlinks. Larry and Sergey called their combined citation ranking system PageRank. In a way, how good you are is determined by who links to you, and who you link to determines how good they are. It's all a big circle. Now, the second secret lies in its mission statement: to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. They focused on developing services that significantly improve the lives of as many people as possible, and in pursuing this goal, they made services as widely available as they can.
My MBA, so I really did not have that much experience either. But I had learned in my MBA that when you market, you choose a specific target audience and you market to that audience. And so I got here to Google and I said, well, who's our target audience? Who are we going to market to? And they said, everybody. And I said, well, I didn't learn how to do that in my MBA. And so I know we had to adjust our strategy, but it was, they were right. Like, we really did want to serve everybody. And so very early on, the goal was to market, it was to provide a service that would work globally.
Advertising is their principal source of revenue, and the ads they provide are relevant and useful rather than interrupting and annoying. When you search for shirts, you only see results and advertisements of shirts. And this is their foundational factor of growth: targeted ads.
That they're incredibly highly targetable. Google is a strange company in a number of ways. We, for example, don't have a revenue meeting, we have a quality meeting. We know that if we improve quality, revenue follows. We do that because we do targeted ads, and the more accurate the ads, the more highly targeted they are, the value of the ads go up. Very strange. Yep. It's completely the inverse of how traditional advertising works, where if you show more ads, you make more revenue. In a highly targeted model, if you show fewer ads that are better ads, your revenue might go up.
Yep.
Very interesting. Phones turn out to be the first of a generation of highly, highly targetable devices because they're personal and they know where they are.
Moving on to the third factor of their growth, UGC, which means user-generated content. Google's focus was only on finding the best result, but the actual content was produced by the users and businesses who wanted to promote their products. And then this gave seed to an entire pool of bloggers. And just in the matter of 20 years, the internet became a space for almost every information. Because of that, the number of searches have multiplied over the time. And currently, Google processes an estimate of 70,000 searches per second and around 6 billion searches a day. This was just a brief introduction why Google grew big. Now let us look at the reason why Google is the most powerful organization. Let us begin with their business model. It's an amazing model in which there is value being provided at every step to the business, the user, and Google.
Trusted advertisers show their ads on your site, creating revenue for you from the content you make.
ये मैं, ये यूसुफ।
बचपने की तंग गली फिर से कूदे फांदे, छोटी छोटी मीठी चोरी गांठ लेके बांधे।
हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
फजल स्वीट्स।
हाँ जी, कौन? हैप्पी बर्थडे यारा। यूसुफ ओए यूसुफ, मेरे बल्लू ओए यूसुफ यार।
The main reason why this model makes them so powerful is they are taking money only from the people who are earning or benefiting in another way, which gives their customer a positive willingness to spend more. Because for them, spending more on advertisements is earning more. So it's basically like a loop. Spend more, earn more. Now, after mentioning its model, let's move on to the second reason why it's so powerful. Scalability. The previous point I mentioned might arise a question in your mind that Husain, even a wholesaler earns from people who are going to eventually earn money. And here comes the power of scale. Google is able to do this at a massive scale of billions and is not restricted by time at all. We have often heard this phrase, time is money. And for Google, there is no limitation on time. Everything is automated. And their servers could even take requests from 50 million people trying to advertise at the same time. Whereas an wholesaler is time bound. Let's also take an example of the giant Amazon. Amazon is a powerful company indeed, but has many limitations. For example, when it wishes to provide better services, it relies on warehouse facilities, which become a major investment. In simple words, Amazon's e-commerce products are physical, that require time, money, and labor to get delivered, whereas Google's product is infinitely scalable, having almost zero restrictions. Having said that, Amazon does have many other acquired scalable businesses such as AWS, Amazon Web Services. Moving on to number 3, the shaping of internet. Google's algorithm is such that it rewards content based on how engaging the information is, and also based on how the user interact with that, which helps them in finding the best results. And this has played a major role in shaping how the internet is of today, where people do get a lot of valuable resources. Otherwise, who knows, maybe the internet would just be filled with cat videos, and searching on the internet could be considered as a painful task to complete. The fourth reason why Google is so powerful is that its need is never ending and unlimited. Human beings are thinking every second of their waking hour, and then these thoughts bring questions and then we search for answers. There is a constant loop of this behavior. As knowledge is infinite, we are never going to stop learning and are never going to stop searching for answers. Something that I also want to mention is that While Alphabet is the parent company under which there are 200 plus companies, and Google being just one of them, it is because of Google and its revenues that these acquisitions became possible.